What's going on, y'all? It's another day on the Day One podcast. I'm your co-host, Anthony. I got my co-host, Kyle. Say what's up. What's happening, y'all? Let's get this shit going, baby.
Hey man, thank you for the ring, but it's a new season. In the words of my goat.
Oh,
Are you Team AJ or Team Kevin?
I think the only answer is Team AJ.
You'd be correct.
Uh-huh.
What's going on, y'all? It's another day on the Day One podcast. I'm your co-host, Bucket Hat Ant. I got my co-host, Kyle and Smitty. Say what's up.
What's going on?
What's good?
We got a jam-packed show for y'all tonight. Obviously, we're going to touch on, some of the latest NFL storylines, last week's games, break them down, and break down this week's upcoming games. We got a banger slate of games this week.
Yeah.
A lot of heavyweight matchups.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get into that, drop a like, subscribe to the Day One podcast and 4133 the pod. We just hit 1,000 subs last week. Keep running numbers up. This is only the start. So keep running up the numbers. Hit the bell so you don't miss a single video. Keep showing love.
Yeah, man. Keep subbing, keep liking, keep doing that thing. We growing like crazy. It's so much love for y'all. We really appreciate it. Getting closer and closer to that YouTube partnership that we trying to push for. Got some work to do, but that's on y'all. So, if we don't start making money from this is your fault. To be fair.
I'm going to start a Patreon.
Yeah, start a Patreon. Bonus content, yeah. But no, seriously, we got love for y'all. Thank y'all so much for subscribing to both channels, liking all the videos, liking the shorts, and liking the show. We really appreciate it. We enjoy getting to do this every week. It's fun. It gives us just a little bit more extra motivation to lock into sports too. So we appreciate y'all.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What do you want to start with first?
I want to start with thumbnail of this video. I highlighted two running backs on the front, just to give you an idea of some of the running back games that happened this past week. Trevion Henderson, who plays tonight, by the way, had 14 carries for $147 and 2 touchdowns over 55 yards. We also had, this is the best performance of the week, Jonathan Taylor, 244 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. Not to mention 42 receiving yards on top of it. So, 390 total yards. Insane. And I believe it was Jahmyr Gibbs had a big game as well. Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs, 15 carries, $142, 2 touchdowns, and 30 yards receiving with the receiving touchdowns, so 3 total touchdowns.
Yeah.
So really my question for y'all is, because it seems like maybe not so much the last couple of years, because I feel like the running back market's actually kind of just it steadied itself, and guys are signing sooner, and there's not as much of an issue. Because I remember maybe 5 years ago and earlier, there was a lot of contract disputes. I mean, Saquon Barkley was a part of them, Le'Veon Bell at the time, Jonathan Taylor even recently. That was like 2-3 years ago at this point. Backs just aren't getting valued very much by GMs, by ownership. And I'm curious to see what you guys think. Like, how much do you think an elite running back really helps an offense?
I think it helps a lot. I mean, we've seen kind of over the last 2 or 3 years here where, the resurgence of the run game has taken over the NFL as it's kind of gone through its ebbs and flows of spacing and personnel. So, we've seen, a lot of 3 wide receiver, 4 wide receiver sets in these offenses. And obviously the defenses are caught up to match the personnel. And now you're starting to see the reverse psychology of offenses kind of reverting back to more under center,
No.
more run heavy offenses, some jumbo packages, stuff that you saw like 25, 30 years ago, kind of making a comeback. And when you look at the big contenders throughout the NFL, particularly like the NFC, obviously, you got to have a good run game to go deep in the playoffs and win a Super Bowl. Like, I hate to use us as the example, but I feel like we were the perfect example last year, signing a guy like Saquon Barkley, adding him to this offense, and just look at him go.
Right.
And that was the missing piece.
Yeah.
And, teams obviously adjust to that. And you're seeing it this year with Jonathan Taylor having a historic year, Jahmyr Gibbs being a sensational player, even like a guy like Devon Achane, who's on a shitty team, but individually he's a dog.
Yep.
You need those backs and you need that running game to open up everything else. And it's important. It's a premium. You see it some teams where, they can't run the football, and that's kind of the difference, because then they become one-dimensional and you can stop them. So that I always think it's very important, and I'm glad that the running backs are kind of getting their just due, because like you said, there was a point in time a couple years ago with Saquon, with Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler too at the time, where these were the premier backs, and they were getting they weren't getting nothing.
Right.
I wouldn't say blackballed, but they just weren't getting what they deserved for the talent that they have. So it's definitely important, and I feel like teams are starting to adopt that and pay the premium for top tier guy, because guys like Saquon, guys like Jonathan Taylor, they don't grow on trees.
No.
You can find decent running backs in the draft. They grow on trees.
Right.
But like those pillar elite guys don't.
Right. And you know what? I really like that point you made of like looking at the NFC, like just to give you an idea here, like these are teams that are like maybe not all contenders, but certifiable playoff contenders. The Eagles obviously have Saquon Barkley. Detroit Lions have the 1-2 punch of Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. The Packers have Josh Jacobs, who I think is probably the worst guy on this list. The Buccaneers have Bucky Irving. The Rams have Kyron Williams. The Niners have Christian McCaffrey. You look at all these different teams, and that's not to mention guys on lesser teams like Bijan Robinson in Atlanta. Like, there's a lot of good backs out there right now. The only team that's really like super competitive in the NFC that doesn't have an elite back is Seattle. And Kenneth Walker's nice. He's fine.
He's cool.
But like, there's a lot of elite backs out there, especially in the NFC. And it's a common theme among the top contenders.
Yeah, I mean that's ultimately the difference. And I mean, you look in the AFC side, some of these teams are a little bit more pass centric, like Kansas City and Buffalo. But even like Kansas City, like as much as I've dragged their running back room, like they get the most out of Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco. Like they're decent, but they get the most out of them. But yeah, no, it's important. It's important to have a good run game. It's important, to be balanced as an offense. And I feel like, you see these elite guys that make this huge difference on the team. Teams are going to be more willing to pay the premium and put resources to that.
I would say you need an elite run game, but you don't need an elite running back.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on, I think, how great, what's your actual strength of the team? Because like, to me, like you can have an elite running game that like consistently, 4.5, 5 yards a carry. But I think what the elite backs bring you is the home run hits that you may not get out of some of these serviceable backs. You will out of some of them. I mean, Brian Robinson Jr. ran for 1,000 yards with the Commanders. I mean, you can get good quality numbers out of serviceable backs. I think the value isn't as much as like having a great running game with an elite back. It's more so the home run hits and the open field ability that some of these elite guys have. That's more so what I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like elite running game, yeah. But when you have that elite guy, like it makes a difference. Like Miles Sanders ran for 1,200 with us. DeAndre Swift ran for 1,000 plus with us. 2 Pro Bowlers during our time. When we signed Saquon Barkley, it was different. Like different.
Yeah.
So it makes a difference. But some teams they get away with not having an elite guy. You don't have to have an elite guy.
No.
But it's always good to have one. Like Kansas City.
How many 60+ runs has the NFL had this season?
I don't know how many.
Quite a bit, I'd assume.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have
Quite a bit. You think so?
Maybe 10.
6.
6. Wow.
2 of them from Jonathan Taylor, 1 from Saquon, 1 from Jerry McNichols, 1 from Jahmyr Gibbs. 6.
Bijan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't see him on the list for a 60. Maybe his was 50 something.
Yeah. I think if it were like I still consider like a home run hit probably like 40, 45 plus. Like, I mean, and there's probably a lot more of those, but I definitely get your point. But the common theme there is most of those are elite backs outside of Jeremy Nichols. The other part of it too, the offensive line makes a huge. Obviously, this is known information. The offensive line makes a huge difference.
Yeah,
but
that's where it starts.
Right.
If you have an elite offense, you have an elite offensive line, you're going to have an elite running game, no matter who's back there. But when you pair them with an elite guy, elite and elite, it's like elite squared.
For sure.
Yeah. Obviously, barring coaching and barring health, but yeah, I am of the mindset that you need the run game, to set up everything else, because that's how you can keep the defense honest. Now, obviously, you can do it inverse.
This is gonna be funny right here. Hey, who's second in the league in 50+ yard runs this year?
Devon Achane?
Nah. He is in the AFC though.
Number 2 at 50 yard.
I would have said Achane.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's not the guy.
I guess he could be borderline. Some people have him elite, some people don't.
James Cook?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yeah. James Cook.
Followed by, would y'all like to guess who's third? I know y'all ain't gonna get third. He NFC though. And he's definitely not elite.
Rico Dow.
Wow! How did he pull that? Oh my god!
Nice.
Do I know ball or do I know ball?
That's crazy.
Rico Dow's on that Jay Ajayi run.
He is.
Jonathan Taylor, James Cook, Rico Dowdle. That's the top 3 in 50+ yard runs.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
So you was right though. It's like almost like 40+ 45-yard runs this year. So
yeah,
you definitely right. It's more, but a lot of them are Jonathan Taylor and these 3 guys. They got a lot of 50-yard plus runs. I didn't even know James Cook would be second.
Yeah.
What does that say about the running game that they need in Buffalo? I'm just saying.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And there was people on that fan base that didn't even want to pay that man in the offseason, bro. They're like, we can get a better back.
Yeah.
Right. I
think there's a stat somewhere where if James Cook doesn't have 100 yards, I think Josh Allen's like 0-2 or something like that on the season.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's a stat like that for Jordan Love too. It's a stat like that for Jordan Love too.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs to me is an overrated back. A little bit. He doesn't run his yards.
I got him like top 7.
He's good though.
My thing is
like top 7, top 10.
My thing is he's behind such an elite offensive line. I would say like at least probably top 8 for the Packers. And like it's 3.9 to 4.2 yards a carry when some of these guys that are considered elite are averaging 5.5. Like that's my issue with Josh Jacobs. But he gets in the end zone. So
yeah, he scores.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think the point of this conversation for me was kind of like how much does the elite guys really, really matter. Because, I mean, I think back to, it might have been, 2019 Titans? Was it that long ago? Maybe 2019? I mean, they had Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. Weren't they the number 1 seed behind Derrick Henry running for 2,000 yards?
Yeah, they went to the AFC Championship game that year.
Right.
Or no, that was 2021.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, that was my other guess. But yeah, that to me is an example of an elite back putting a team on his shoulders. Obviously, you need help from the offensive line, but because no one person can do it themselves. But that to me is a real example of what the value of an elite back is.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I share the same sentiment. It's important, and you see teams that if they're one dimensional, like as good as Javonte Williams has been, Dallas is relatively one dimensional.
Yeah,
the Chargers can get pretty one dimensional.
Yep.
It's important to have that balance, and
Right.
elite guys can take so much off of the plate of everybody else around them. And they deserve as much as the receivers do.
I think, yeah, I would say so. Yeah. I think there's more home run hit like elite receivers than there are elite backs. I mean, there's more receivers in the NFL, but I think I think it's easier to find a great wide receiver than it is to find a great running back, for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I guess to piggyback off of that, what do you guys think? It's really two questions. You can answer them both kind of together. Like, what do you think is the position like now that they're really devaluing, similar to how they did the running back in a while? Now, we obviously know the easy one's safety. But like, and what do you think moving forward, maybe in a few years' time, is going to be the next position that they kind of give up on? Because it happens pretty consistent, because you can't pay everybody like elite money and keep blowing up the market constantly with everything you do. I mean, we see teams like the Niners, they're going to have to gut their roster here pretty soon, because they're paying every guy on their team top money.
Yeah. I think it's tough, because, you think everybody's going to kind of get paid. Safety, yeah, that's definitely a spot where they haven't gotten paid as much.
I mean,
I think receiver and quarterback could, see a bit of a correction. Because you think of like look at Brock Purdy, for example. He got paid $51 million. Do we really think Brock Purdy's worth $51 million? Probably not. But at the time, they the 49ers had to pay him. So he took him to a Super Bowl and had a playoff run with them, right? Well, two.
I don't think the problem with guys like that is that the consensus is that he's not worth 51. I think the problem is that someone does think he's worth 51. Yeah. Even if it's not the Niners. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it was Brock Purdy and Geno Smith available at the same time, the Raiders were going to pay Brock Purdy whatever he wanted.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But then when you run into this scenario where, Brock Purdy's injured, Mac Jones comes in, he plays well.
I'll be right back, y'all. I'll be right back.
Good. Mac Jones steps in, plays well. So now it's like, well, should we have paid him? But you're stuck with the quarterback, right?
Right.
You got to make it work. And kind of similar to the receivers, like Terry McLaurin, similar deal in Washington. He's 30. Had a good season last year. They had no other choice but to pay him. And it's kind of malpractice on their part, not getting it done sooner.
Right.
But sometimes positions like that, especially quarterback, are overpay, and then the team has to do some roster and salary cap gymnastics for like 2 years to get out of the dead cap money before they actually start to compete. Yeah. So I think there could be a correction there. The next position to kind of get like a pay bump, probably corner, which we're kind of already seeing.
Yeah.
But when the Quinyon Mitchell deal comes up, that's going to be a big bag.
That's going to be $32 million a year.
Yeah. Coop, I think
I think there's one position that's very clearly going to start to get even more undervalued than it already is. And I think there's going to be a position that booms here in the next 4 years. The one that I think that's going to really fall off in terms of we're going to see some holdouts and things like that. I think linebacker is really going to take a hit. Because you see some of these elite teams with elite defenses, you can get away with even subpar to poor linebackers if you have 2 great edge rushers. You can really get away without having linebackers as long as they can wrap up. That's really all you need. The Fred Warners of the world are luxury items. They make a difference in terms of at the goal line, key stops, things like that. And we're probably always going to see the top guys get paid because they always do.
The Fred Warners.
But I think
it's sad not to see Fred play the rest of the season, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
but
sad.
I think
the best linebacker in football, bro.
Right. Right. But I think about if I switch positions for a second, I mean, even when Saquon was due for his first contract with the Giants, at the time, because of the offensive line, he wasn't performing obviously to the level he did probably his rookie year, maybe year 2, or the years he's having with the Eagles. Even a player like Saquon Barkley, they were not willing to pay. So I could really see the top 4 and down of linebackers really start to not get paid at all. And the position I could really see a pay bump start to happen here is tight end. Because there are a lot of young elite tight ends in the league. I mean, Sam Laporta. You look at the just recent couple drafts. Brock Bowers, now Trey McBride. The 2 in this year's draft, I'm blanking on their names. Tyler Warren, Colston Loveland just had a great game for the Bears in their magical comeback win against the Bengals. He'll eventually, pick up steam once they move off Cole Kmet. But there's a lot of guys here that they're going to want some top money, and that'll probably start to go through the roof because I mean, the value of a tight end, if you can get one that can block pretty decent for you, you never have to take them off the field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that, and that's a big thing. And we're seeing a lot more to piggyback off the running game thing. We're seeing a lot more 2-3 tight end sets, trying to get the ball down the field, running the ball and doing things like that. And there's a lot of really good pass catching tight ends, even if they're not elite in the league. Taking advantage of that's huge. So yeah, that's just my thought. I wanted to pick your guys' brains on it because it's definitely this season. There's been a lot of really quality running back seasons so far. I mean, if we look at just some of these top rushers, we might have, we're what, week 11?
Yep.
There's a decent chance we have 7 1,500-yard rushers. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's already at 11. James Cook's at 9. Rico Dowdle's the one that's probably on the fence. We'll see how he performs the rest of the way. Devon Achane, J.K. Dobbins, Javonte Williams, Derrick Henry, even Jahmyr Gibbs, they're all 700 plus. And that's not including Bijan, who could have 2 200-yard games the rest of the way, and no one would bat an eye.
Yeah, or Saquon too.
Right, Saquon could run for 1,000 yards in 8 weeks. That's not an unrealistic thing. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of big running back performances this season, and I mean, hell, one might win the MVP this season. If some of these quarterbacks in the top of the MVP race keep having duds every other 4 weeks, they're not, one of them's not going to win it. They might give it to Jonathan Taylor this season.
Yeah, they might.
I really think the only competition with Jonathan Taylor for me, if we're being realistic about it, is probably Drake May. He's the only one that's been so consistent week to week, but I don't think people care enough to vote for him.
Right. Yeah. It feels weird, Drake May being an MVP talk.
Exactly. That's part of the problem. But Lamar hasn't been around enough. Pat's been off and on. Josh Allen's now has 5 turnovers in the last 2 weeks. Yeah.
Jalen, they're not going to give him any consideration because he doesn't have the counting stats.
Right. Yeah. We're running out of guys.
Yeah.
It was Daniel Jones for a hot minute. Then he had 7 turnovers in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Justin Herbert.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, maybe Justin Fields goes on a legacy run the rest of the way.
There you go.
But all right, cool. Yeah. Good chats there. I'm I like getting into these types of conversations because I don't think this type of shit gets talked enough about.
Yeah.
So.
We don't have enough elite ball knowledge dialogues.
Right. And last week was very fun, that show, because it was just elite ball talk the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah. This shit's fire. But yeah, also to my point, like I said about Josh Jacobs, do you guys want to guess what he's averaging yards per carry?
3.6.
3.8.
I was about to say 3.5.
He's averaging 3.8. I would say Derrick Henry's having a down year. He's averaging 4.8. Travis Etienne's averaging 4.9. You know.
How much is
my
Tank
issue with Josh
Bigsby
Jacobs.
averaging?
Tank Bigsby, probably $150. Every time that bro touches the ball, it's first down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. I don't know. You want to touch on last week's games a little bit here?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let's talk about last week's.
I'm going to get a baby out of the tub, so start wherever you want to. I'm coming back. 3 minutes.
You good?
All right. Yeah, I definitely want his opinion on this because I think it's important. Let's talk about last Thursday's game. That absolute dud. Why is primetime ball ass this week?
Ass? Did
This
you not
past
see? Did you not see what's on deck for Sunday Night Football? Or are you talking about last week?
Last week,
Oh,
ass, bro.
well,
10 to 7 games in Thursday night and Monday Night Football. Kidding me?
Hey, I didn't watch Thursday night, so I can't tell you. I'm assuming dud. But Monday Night Football was a defensive masterclass. If you're a fan of defensive football, that was a fun game to watch.
Yeah, dude, I love watching my running back get tackled for loss.
I love watching my team go 3 and out.
Right.
When they start at the 45-yard line.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. So last Thursday, Raiders lost in Denver 7-10. Denver moves to 8-2, 5-0 record at home. I've got some concerns with Denver, bro. They got some issues. Bo Nix is like in the fourth quarter has looked like Jesus Christ of Nazareth. But in the first 3 quarters, he's just ass the entire game. He's airmailing the ball. He's not getting it. He's not getting the easy ones. I mean, RJ Harvey and J.K. Dobbins combined last week had 7 targets. They had 3 catches. The running backs, like between the 2 of them. Right, between the 2 of them. That's not good because most of that's check down. Not all of it, but most of it. I don't know. I really, really bought into them. I think their defense is elite. I like their running backs. I think their weapons are okay. I don't know if I really believe in them because of Bo Nix's play. It's way too inconsistent. And when they go to play one of those juggernauts in the AFC, not that there really is an elite one, but like I'm more confident in the Colts beating them, or even the Patriots is a good one too. But like Buffalo, I'm not sure that the Broncos are going to beat any of those teams.
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying it for weeks now. You know, it's pretty up and down. You know, watching them, but they do find ways to win.
Right.
And you question how long that's sustainable for.
Yeah.
That's just kind of the beat that I get with this Denver team. Like, you know, credit to them. I mean, it's not a bad thing to find ways to win, but if they're not improving week after week, and it doesn't seem like they are, especially offensively, then that's going to be a problem down the line.
Right. I like looking at Denver's wins. Obviously, they won in Philly, but I don't really buy into that too much because they scored 18 points in the fourth quarter, and Saquon Barkley had 30 rushing yards, only on 6 carries. That was the game that they completely abandoned the run when they were up.
Yeah.
So I don't really give Denver that much credit for that win. Granted, it's a good win, but
it was more we lost it.
Right.
You won it.
Outside of that, their best game is what? At Texans? And they won that by kicking 6 field goals?
Yeah, they won by a field goal.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think it's a real possibility. Go ahead.
I think Denver's on fraud watch.
I think they are pumpkin watch, bro. Yeah. I think for sure.
The Broncos?
I think they're more the Broncos.
Yeah.
I think they're more on fraud watch than the Colts are. What do you think, Smitty? Because
Between
my
the Colts,
whole premise while you were gone was, they have a serious problem, I think, at quarterback in terms of turning the ball over and accuracy. I think Bo Nix is very reminiscent of like early Josh Allen without the running game portion of it. Just kind of like
and the
sometimes
rocket arms.
sometimes he gives you like elite play and ball placement and just, a decisive surgical drive, and then it's a fumble, a pick.
I ain't gonna even tell you who he remind me of.
Who?
Your old quarterback.
Quarterback?
Yeah,
What, mine.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yes. No, not old in age, but
Sanchez?
yes, sir.
Hmm.
Them first 2 years of Sanchez, bro, when Sanchez was going to AFC championships, going to the playoffs and going deep in the playoffs. I mean,
Yep.
he was very turnover prone, but when he was on in those 2 years, he was on.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fair.
I
And
think
as long
that's
as
kind
the
of what
defense kept him in the game, like he could win the game.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what they have in Denver. It's just like some of their wins have been so
Touchdown
ugly.
Jets.
Oh boy.
Touchdown Jets.
I'll take a W.
Easy drive too, bro.
Yeah, walked
Easy
it right
drive.
down the fucking field. Yep.
There you go,
Yeah.
Kyle. The
Just
Justin Fields redemption arc.
No. No, here's the problem. We're gonna win too many games, and he's gonna play good the rest, like decent to finish off the season, and we're gonna keep him.
Hey, you
That's
remember what he
what's
did
gonna
to the Bears? You remember when the Bears thought they was gonna have like the number 1 pick, and then this man came won like 5 out of the last 7.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all clicking for me now in week 13 when we're fucking 2-12.
Watch he end the season like 7-10, and Kyle has a complete crash out session.
Bro, I don't even want to get into that. My mind is on the Broncos right now. Listen, I think they're good, and I think their defense has proven that they are elite. I don't know if Bo Nix is good enough right now to actually be that guy that can go and win them the game like Mark Sanchez was, because I don't think Bo Nix has been all that on this season. That's my only thing. Like, they had that crazy comeback against the Eagles, the crazy comeback against the Giants. Like, you can't rely on that. Like, they beat the sorry-ass Raiders 10-7 last week.
You're getting blown out by the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
You were down 30.
Yeah.
Or even a more recent comparison. Does it remind you of the 2022 Vikings?
I don't think so, because I think this defense is better than that team. And I think
in the sense of how many one-score games they won and how it
like 10, wasn't it? Wasn't it like 10?
Yeah, something like that. 10
one-score game. I know it was double. I thought it was double digits.
Yeah, they've won now 6 one-score games, lost 2 games by 1 score. So they're 6-2 in one-score games. They've got 1 blowout win against the Bengals, 28-3, and they got that blowout win against the Cowboys. So
hey, I know this ain't about the Denver Broncos, but funny stat. Since Ant brought it up, do you know the year before that, Ant, the Vikings lost the most one-score games?
I do remember that.
That's crazy stat, bro. They went from winning the most one-score games, losing the most to winning the most. Kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's wild.
If they win this week, though, I think we have a different conversation next week's show, though.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, this is both those teams' biggest game of the season for sure. To this point, because like, again, they beat the Eagles, but like we did not come on here and say, wow, the Broncos handled business. We came out here and said, why did Saquon Barkley have like no carries in the second half?
Yep.
So,
and you know what my answer was,
right?
You know what my answer was.
We know why. But okay, yeah, that's kind of all I really wanted to talk about with the Broncos. I just think this is a very, very big week for them because I'm very curious to see how they play.
Yeah. And it has division implications, division and playoff implications.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Pivoting to another team that's kind of been a little bit disappointing for different reasons. Buffalo got blown out by Miami. Buffalo didn't score till the fourth quarter.
Funny.
Yep, they didn't score till the fourth quarter. It was 0-23 at one point. Josh Allen, 2 turnovers, 1 fumble, 1 pick. Not that great. So I'm going to give my opinion on this. I have a theory kind of for Josh Allen. I think his problem right now is that I think his weapons are a lot worse than we actually think they are. Tight ends, not so much. Dalton Kincaid's good. Dawson Knox, I think, is like average. But if you look at their wide receiver room and who they're trying to get the ball to, I think it's one of those situations where Josh Allen does not have a 1. I'm not even convinced he has a 2 on that team. And in order for those receivers to really play well and for him to be great, he's got to be perfect with every ball. There's not really a receiver on this team that can go get a pass that's slightly off, mistimed or slightly off like some of these other teams do. Like Stephon Diggs for sure this season has saved Drake May in some spots. Jahmyr Chase has saved Joe Flacco and Joe Burrow all the time. Like it just kind of happens. Like, and I don't know if they have that right now. And I think that's kind of the issue, in my opinion. I just don't think they're getting what we thought they were going to get out of those receivers because they're just not that good. And Josh Allen is so great that they look better than they are.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. Like I've felt this way for a while now.
Yeah.
Probably since they got rid of Stephon Diggs. Obviously, it didn't work out for whatever reasons. But like, as much as we say you need an elite running game to go far and win playoff games, you need weapons on the outside to do the same thing. Like, I mean, it all goes hand in hand. Obviously, you can't do that perfectly. Like, somewhere you're going to be lacking, but
right, like you can't just say
feels
like, we're going to put the elite. We're going to put
that
everyone.
Was a trash penalty, bro. What in the world, bro?
Yeah,
that penalty was booty. Like he didn't even put him over the top of his head.
I almost broke that too. But it feels like Buffalo just hasn't made a concerted effort at all to get any competent wide receivers in there for Josh. Like okay, last year they got the ghost of Amari Cooper. Keon Coleman hasn't been amazing. And when Khalil Shakir is your leading wide receiver, it's an issue. Not that he's bad. He's solid,
they don't have any. I don't think they have a bad receiver other than getting Elijah Moore getting run in 2025 is not good. But
it's not ideal.
Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman aren't bad. They would be better if they had I don't think they necessarily need an elite guy. Like maybe
they had a Chris Olave. Like that'd be
right.
perfect.
A Chris Olave, a Terry McLaurin, something like that. When these guys were available, potentially, like that would have been a move I would have made. Even like a Rashid Shaheed at least takes the top off. You know what I mean? Like getting a deep threat out there that can open up something for the other guys. Like a by committee thing. But it's really like it's Khalil Shakir. It's Keon Coleman once every 4 games. Like that he's got 8 targets to his running backs, 9 targets to his running backs in the last game. Like, you know what I mean? Jackson Hawes is getting 2 targets. Their 3rd string tight end. Like they're not getting a lot out of their receiver room at all. And I think that's kind of obviously their defense has not been as great. They've had some injuries. That Oliver not being there sucks. They didn't get any pass rush on Miami last week, so that was part of it too. But like you said, if James Cook's not running for 100 yards, like their offense is kind of stale. And I don't necessarily, and that's what I'm trying to get at is I don't think it's a Josh problem. I mean, we obviously know Josh is great, and we've seen him perform in the playoffs really well and things like that. I don't think that's the issue. I just I don't know what they're going to do at receiver because Brandon Beat their GM at the trade deadline was talking about how like everyone's turning like the NFL into Madden. Madden's ruined the NFL. Like you only make trades if you need them, kind of thing. Like it was very like
so you don't need a wide receiver.
Like, it was very inept to what's going on with their team. I mean, at the time they were 6-2, so like you can't really complain too much there.
Again,
But like,
pride and ego get in the way there,
right,
which
and
is fine. Hey, let your GM be that way. I know mine isn't.
right.
So it's a skill issue, but it is a concern with Buffalo. You know, they don't have that one guy that can take over in the passing game.
Yeah.
So Josh Allen has to bring these guys up, and he has, but at some point he's not going to be able to. And we've seen it year after year after year in the playoffs. When we need another guy to step up, they don't. And Josh Allen, he can't shoulder the load for everybody forever.
Mm-mm. No, it's very rare. But it's very rare that something like that is doable. I mean, really, in the last, I don't know how long, the only person we've really been able to see carry a team with like minimal receivers was Mahomes. But like, even that was a struggle. Like, you need at least one guy that is like league average or above to
last year, Mahomes really, like, he did it. But then once they got to the Super Bowl, look what happened.
Yeah, they had no one was helping him there.
Yeah.
Now I think Travis. Now, I mean, not to get onto the Chiefs, but this year Travis Kelce looks a lot better than he has in years past, and their wide receiver room's back to being healthy, so they'll be fine. But like, they're 5-4. Like, they're not necessarily in a great place. But to say, like, if Kansas City and Buffalo meet up again in the playoffs, I mean, we're relying on Keon Coleman and Khalil Shakir against Trent McDuffie. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not good. Yeah, Jalen Watson, who's been awesome this season. Like, they don't really have any horses right now. James Cook's gonna have to run for 200 yards to beat that fucking team. And that's not just the Chiefs. Like, but I mean, that's obviously been the one that we compare them to a lot because they lose to them. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure that they'll beat the Colts with the wide receiver room that they have right now. Like,
yeah,
we'll see. But
on the Miami side, it's good for the tank off, ain't it?
Yeah, it's good for the tank off for me. But
that's what I'm saying. For you,
I mean, we're it's 10-7 right now. I mean it's 7-0 right now. We're up. So if we beat the fucking Patriots, I'm gonna be pissed. But but yeah, I mean, for Miami's done. We talked about it a little bit last week, but them firing the GM was dumb to me. He's been there for so long. The roster's been good as a whole. Like, it's not like the guy's like inept to anything really, other than like the Tua stuff. But it's not like Tua didn't give him a reason to pay him. Like, there's like to fire the GM there when Tua's obviously fallen off and Tyreek Hill's not there and the coach is just fucking inept at the mic. Like, that pissed me off a little bit. But whatever, not my team, not my problem. I got worse problems.
Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's just organizational malpractice. I mean,
yep.
It's all it really comes down to: quarterback being inept, the head coach being inept.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you can really point to. But hey, sometimes that happens in the NFL. You got a crappy team that beats a good team. You don't see it coming. And that was just one of those instances.
No, they punched them though. That wasn't a team that you didn't see coming. Team you didn't see coming was like, lost by 7. They got completely disastered. I mean, completely destroyed. Like, that shit was nasty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was the worst. That was the worst I've seen them play all season.
Yep.
And it didn't get better. Like, I didn't even see resemblance. Like, in the fourth quarter when you're like, all right, we just gonna get out here and move quick and build on it for next week. It wasn't even a drive where you was like, hey, we could build on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just stale from opening the close, really.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem.
Yep. What did y'all think of y'all game this week?
I thought.
Go ahead. I'll do this. No.
Yeah, I thought the defense played exceptionally well. My first initial thoughts of this game, Jalen Phillips, and oh yeah, Jalen Phillips. He was an absolute difference maker. From first snap to final whistle, he made his presence felt and, changed the tempo of that defense. It's crazy what good edge rusher play can do to your defense. Like it was relatively non-existent up until Monday night for us, and the defense was still good, but quarterbacks had time to diagnose the soft spot in the secondary. Cough cough, Adoree Jackson. Jalen Phillips, Jordan Love he was not comfortable at all from the first drive, and there were opportunities down the field. He just could not get there. And that is credit to, that edge rusher room. Jalen Phillips, Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt. Jalix Hunt had a good game. But yeah, it really started with Jalen Phillips. And then on that fourth down, towards the end of the game, my freaking breakout player of the year, Moro Wajomo.
Bro,
high
you're
IQ
the greatest
ball
knower of all time. The greatest
elite
ball knower of all
knowledge. He called out the inside.
There is no elite ball knowledge. Everybody's seen that coming last year. He just didn't get the snaps because Milton Williams was on the team, but everybody knew Moro was going to be the breakout guy.
Y'all did. Smitty, to give you an idea, when we were doing our predictions for the season to start the season, I don't think you were on that show, but we were going over like our breakout players and all those different kinds of things. This man said Moro Wajomo, and I said, "Who's that?"
Go back and watch my show.
I said, "Who the fuck is that?" I have no idea. I literally have no clue. I didn't know that person existed. No clue.
From Texas? I mean, we drafted him as a 7th round pick, but he kind of popped. He kind of popped last year.
Yeah, I gave Kyle the whole rundown. I was like, "Listen, 7th round draft pick out of Texas. He can play the Milton Williams role very well. His small sample size last year, he did some good things."
I want to say the first show I was on here with y'all, I said that when I was talking about like how I felt about the team, and I was like, I felt like we didn't necessarily. I don't say the production gonna be the same. Mm-hmm. I think you got enough of impact from Moro that he can replace that Milton Williams role.
Yeah. But hey, he called it out. Inside zone this way.
Yeah, I heard that.
It impacted. Yeah, we all heard it. It impacted the play, forced that fumble. Jalen Phillips right there. Who else? So I was very pleased with the defense. Very exceptional game, and again that trade just paying dividends right from the jump, and it's going to as the season goes on, because the secondary played pretty well. Mm-hmm. Granted, they didn't have a lot of time to get the ball down the field, but hey, Jalen Phillips, first game for him, Adoree Jackson's best game of the season. Crazy. It's the first time all season that I've said, wow, Adoree Jackson made a good tackle. Like, it's crazy, but he had a good game. And, with the whole Jair Alexander thing, that just kind of shows, like, with the Jalen Phillips trade, I think we are good enough with what we have at CB2 that if Adoree Jackson and Keely Ringo don't work out, Michael Carter probably could slide in the slot and Coop could bounce outside. Like, we're good. We're good. Like, if that's what we're going to get every week, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Offensively, I mean, the more I think about it, that game was a defensive masterclass on both sides.
Yep.
So it was already going to be a low-scoring game, but you had that 16 play drive to open the game where Jalen fumbled, got punched out by Edrin Cooper, and then after that we were just kind of inept, couldn't find a flow. AJ Brown had 2 targets all game. I think that's malpractice on the coaching side once again. And you just got to find, like, with this offense, you got to find a rhythm, find a flow as a play caller. I saw in the first drive, we ran some like trap run concept with Saquon. It broke like for 14, 15 yards. Green Bay adjusted to it, and it didn't really do much after that. We just kept calling it.
Yep.
So again, you kind of see, things start out well in the first drive, and then Kevin Patullo's inability to adjust, series to series to what the defense is doing.
I almost felt like we went to that exact run again, though.
We did. It was like maybe not.
Like I watched
the
the Breaking with the Birds dude. He said the same thing. Like, we didn't go to the same blocking scheme. Like, we went to a run that looked the same. We never went back to the same exact scheme. Like,
yeah,
we went back outside zone, but it felt like the cutback lane, instead of it being outside like it was on the first one, it kept being behind Mulatto, but they kept penetrating right there, which kind of made me mad, because I'm like, okay, why Landon ain't trying to like clear that hole up? Like,
yeah,
it'd be aggravating sometimes, bro. Like,
yeah, but yeah, I mean, and the offensive line as well. Like, the penalties, unacceptable at this point in the season. Like what are we doing? Shooting ourselves in the foot.
But most them penalties from Jordan Mailata was dumb. Like, just stay in your damn stance unless they cross and hit you. Like, what are you doing? Like, you standing up because they moved. You got 3 penalties because you tried to say the defense jumped. Like, bro, just stay in your stance.
Right. Yeah.
That's so dumb. You standing up pointing, and then they're like, false start. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't cross the line.
No,
they didn't cross the line.
Yeah.
They can move.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pissing me off. So, Mulatto was really making me hot, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, we gotta clean it up, because we're only beating ourselves week after week, whether it is the penalties, whether it's the inept play calling and offensive scheme. Like we gotta figure it out. Like, not every game we're gonna be able to win 10-7. And that's where AJ Brown's frustration rooted, and with the media circus that it turned into, but not to make it bigger than what it is. We got to offensively hold our end of the bargain at some point. Could it be this week against Detroit? Probably. They put up points. This defense can only do so much to stop them. Now we gotta carry our end of the deal. And it's fair for AJ Brown to feel that way, because I've been saying it all season, and I know Smitty's felt the same way. I know Kyle has felt the same way from observing from the outside. Like, the play calling's got to be better. Like, there's no reason why you have AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts at quarterback, Dallas Goedert, and the offense just looks this inept. There's no excuse. This isn't Madden Ultimate Team roster. There's no reason why AJ Brown should have 2 targets. Why Saquon Barkley in the game against Denver had 6 carries. There's no reason. So I think that's where the problems root. Maybe you can give it a pass, just because this was a defensive slugfest, and there will be games like that, but we just got to get our shit together. Like this isn't sustainable. It's not. So something's got to change. We'll see. I mean, there's been all this media pressure, and AJ Brown bringing it up and on social media, and discussing it. It feels like week after week. Mm-hmm. So something has to change. And it's not a matter of him not wanting to be here, or he's not getting his stats. He wants the offense to play the standard that it should play with the talent that we have.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally 10 of 11 starters, and from the Super Bowl team, y'all ran for 2,000 yards last year.
And we lead the league in 3 and outs.
Right. What's happening?
Yeah. It's coaching malpractice. I've been saying it all year. Uh-huh. Finally, the casual, non-ball knower Eagles fans and football fans are finally starting to turn around.
Yep.
The idea that, maybe our offensive coordinator sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here to say I told you so. Because I've been saying it all season.
Yep. What do you guys think of the Jair Alexander stuff?
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. I was actually really excited about that.
Unfortunate about it.
Well, just the the mental and physical aspect. It seemed like he was really excited to play. And I felt like he had, a great opportunity if, he still had it in him to return to maybe 60% of what he was in 2020.
Yep.
Just, I guess the knee is more than what was led on to believe, and he's struggling to cope with that. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
No, that ain't. I don't think that's
it's-
what happened. I think he came here expecting his knee to be where he thought it was. He got in practice with a team that ain't just putting anybody on the field. And they were like, well, look, we're going to let you, sit back and relax while you get it together. He was like, no, I came to play. And Vic Fangio was like, well, I'm not putting you on the field in that
Condition.
health.
Yep.
Yeah, in that condition of health. I'm not putting you out there. He's like, all right, well, shit, I'm going to go rehab and get right and then, figure it out.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, like, he came, I think he was healthy enough to pass a physical. And I think after that, everything else, like when you see it in practice, when you see him moving around, it's like, I don't know if I want to put him on the field yet. Like, I'm a little skeptical putting him on the field. I think Vic Fangio kind of probably had a conversation with him. I think Christian probably had a conversation with him. And in that conversation, he was like, okay, well, I'm not going to play anytime soon. I might as well go do what I need to do.
Yeah. And we'll see. Maybe he gets right in time for, December, January football. And then we'll see where he's at. But yeah, I mean,
my only problem is you haven't played since week 2 and you telling me you're not healthy.
Yeah, that's a bit of an issue.
You've had nowhere like that. That's what makes me not as optimistic that he'll be back because you've been off for 10 weeks. I mean, if you're not healthy at this point, when do you get healthy? You haven't had any wear and tear on your body in 10 weeks.
Yeah, it's true. So it might just be a situation where he is out for the season, gets some sort of surgery and rehabs, comes back next
breaking
year.
news, Brock Purdy's back.
Yeah.
Woo!
He will start next week.
Cool. They back.
Cool. But yeah, I mean, I was excited to see what he had left. So it is kind of unfortunate. But we move. Adoree Jackson.
Due to the circumstances, that's why I wasn't optimistic though. Like,
yeah,
like he was.
Bro,
Bro, what's the? Ain't they ranked like 28th or 29th in pass defense? The Ravens.
Yeah, they're like,
like
they are
for you
like
not for you to like, and then like they trade him and then they like bring up a dude out the practice squad. Like that told me a lot. Like you rather have a practice squad on your roster than have Jahmyr. What was his performance like in that moment? That's why I kind of was like, I don't know, man. I don't know how this is gonna work out. And then they benched him. Like they benched him. Like I would have understood like Kyle and like if it was a situation where like they benched him knowing he was getting traded the following week, but you have been benched for weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to see Adoree Jackson and Keely Ringo on the field, but
he didn't look bad. He didn't look bad. I'll give him credit. He played decent.
Yep.
He played decent. And all I've been saying all season is that we just need some consistent play back there. You can give up, a play or two, but his first half of the season, he's getting burnt on every freaking play. Anytime they would go to number 8, it's just barbecue chicken.
Yep.
But again, I think Jalen Phillips coming into the mix helped a lot with that because it bolstered our pass rush a lot and didn't give Jordan Love enough time to find where number 8 was.
Right.
So that definitely helped. And he made a couple good plays too. So I think Vic is cool with what we have at corner. I'm gonna trust Vic. Let Vic cook. We did get Ja'Cory Bennett back.
I don't think he's 100% okay with it. I mean, they went out and got 1, 2, 3, 4 cornerbacks. Yeah. 2 of them that play outside. 1 retired. 1 just came back.
Yeah.
Ja'Cory Bennett just got activated on Tuesday. So
yeah, we'll see what he has. I still think that he should get some burn. because I still think that he has more upside than either of Adoree Jackson or Keely Ringo, but we just have to see it.
I agree with that.
But yeah, I think we're where we're supposed to be in that regard. The defense was just I still can't get over how elite, especially that front seven was just on another level.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun to watch, even though it was 0-0 through 2.5 quarters. We'll take it though. A win is a win, but we do have to get better offensively. I will say that. So,
yeah.
What better week than this week when the team that we play likes to play a lot of man coverage?
Mm-hmm.
I hear that saying a lot, right? A win is a win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting not to agree with that shit.
I agree. I've been saying that shit since the start of this fucking show.
Yes, it can add a W, but it also doesn't change the fact that we look inept as fuck. Like, yeah, we won, but we won because the other team was complete shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Or one side of the ball bailed out the other side.
Yeah, if the Packers offense found any type of hope in the end of that game, we were losing that game. We couldn't find any type of anything. Like, we couldn't find a groove. We couldn't find first downs. We couldn't find field goals. Like, it was nothing on offense that we could find. And our defense started to really get tired. That's how they gave up the 7. Like, they were drained. And it's like, yeah, a win gives you a W, but at the end of the day, like, that win also pointed out more problems than solutions. Like, I felt like, yeah, we won, but now we're more upset with what the offense did than anything else. Like, so I felt like we took a loss because, like, the only conversation right now is not that we're 7-2.
Yeah.
Nobody cares that we're 7-2. The conversation is we have one of the worst offense efficiencies in the NFL. And I want to say the only team worse than us right now is the Jets.
Yeah. We're worse than everybody.
So it's like, to be down that low at the bottom, like, it kind of baffles me because I'm like, yeah, I accept the win, but is that a win? Is that still a win if it was a playoff game?
It's true.
Do we win that in the playoff?
At that point,
do we win that in December?
If we win 10-7 in a playoff game,
I'm asking though, do you think if that was a playoff game and we was only able to score 10 points, we win the game?
No.
9 times out of 10, no. But
you just happen to have Jordan Love, who's a bonehead who can't get out of his way. So
yeah,
I think one of the big differences is, like, when you look at a team, say like the Packers, right, and a guy like Matt LaFleur, right, he's gonna save shit for the playoffs if he knows he's gonna make them. You know what I mean? Little things like, we say it all the time, like, 2-3 plays can win you a game. And a lot of these smart offensive coaches are saving stuff like for the playoffs or for big moments, not even just the playoffs, but really big moments in the season. Kevin Patullo you can't tell me he's saving anything for the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Like, he's got anything that he's saving.
Exactly. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, there's clearly not another gear that he can reach. Now, week to week, he might perform better one week than the next, but like over the course of a stretch of games, like, you can't convince me that it's going to get that much better under him.
It should be able to, though. The stuff that you're not accomplishing is simple. The things you're not doing is simple. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Even like me sitting down and like looking at the defense, I'm like, oh, I've told my son like multiple times like what the play should be. And then he's like, why didn't they run it? I'm like, because Kevin Patullo's dumb. Like, he doesn't really understand how it works, so he just does whatever. He doesn't. Mm-hmm. It's not that he can't call plays. That's not the proper term. He can't flow a game.
Yeah,
he can't figure out how to set people up and then execute the setup. So it's like he get in the game and it's like, oh, I ran the ball. Mm-hmm. All right, it got 12 yards. Let's run that play. Let's run inside zone. And then there was a time in that game he ran like 9 straight inside zones.
Yep.
And then that's why I'm like, it's not that he can't call the plays. I mean, anybody can call plays, but he can't string together a game. He can't make it flow. he can't light up the lights. Like, it's just like, oh, that didn't work. All right, let's do something dumber. And then my biggest issue with Kevin Patullo, 3rd and long, he bunts.
Yep.
He comes up to the bat. He's at the plate, and he just sticks his bat out. He's like, hopefully I get on base with this one. And yeah, it's worked for a couple times. Yeah, it's worked. Yeah, it's gotten us a first down. Yeah, Tank Bigsby got a first. Yeah, Saquon got a touchdown. Like, yeah, we've done it, but that's not high execution plays on 3rd and 10 plus to run a draw.
You're just giving up.
Or like run a screenplay. Give me some type of hope. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, like
I know it's in the playbook. It's there.
I've seen you run it. But you don't run it when you don't run it when it's necessary. You run it just because willy-nilly.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you could have used that 3 plays ago when we was on the last drive when we was 3rd and 9. We just got 9.
Mm-hmm. The reason why, like, I know we're saying, like, these things should be easy to fix, but like my thing is that one, like, it's not like it's been a slow increase in production from that offense. It's kind of been like sputter, great game, average game, sputter, great game, average game, sputter. Like, it's been very inconsistent, and like you can't really teach consistency. That's my kind of thing.
He had 2 back-to-back games. That's why we was all happy coming off the bye.
Right, two back-to-back games is great, but when when 6 of your last 9 are inconsistent and there's always something to point out with the offense, it's like that's completely inept. Like, that doesn't really give me confidence. That's my thing. And like when you go into the playoffs, like you talk about getting into the flow of the game and stuff like that, like a lot of these other coaches in that conference, that, like, not to say that Kevin Patullo doesn't completely know what he's doing, but like that know what they're doing and can work within the flow of a game and make adjustments and do that kind of thing. Like, it matters more and more in the playoffs. And that's not to say that the Eagles can't make it back again with what they have, because they have the raw talent. It's just like that ineptitude. You can't convince me for 4 straight weeks, say you guys don't get the number 1 seed, you're going to be sound offensively. That's my thing. If he can show it to us back-to-back weeks, but you got to win 4 games in the playoffs if you're not going to be the 1 seed. That's my thing. So I want to see how it progresses along the way, because like we said at the beginning of the before the show, talking about the AJ Brown stuff, not to get into it, I mean, it's week 11 and we're still having the same conversation we were having in the beginning of the season. It's been better in some weeks, sure, but like to still be where we're at, now it's not as bad as Saquon not getting any carries in the second half bad, but it's still not good.
He's $31 million wide receiver, only getting 2 targets. So what is that?
Right. That's my whole point.
I understand him, being cloud covered, bracketed,
right,
and freeing up for other people, but like at some point we got to scheme.
And even one of those weeks, the week where AJ had that huge game and like Jalen took over in the second half. Like we were sitting up here, we weren't giving Kevin Patullo credit for that. We were sitting up here saying, Jalen Hurts made a decision to take the game over and do his own shit, and he did like that. So I can't really give Kevin Patullo that credit either. So, of course he's got a part in it because he's at the end of the day calling the plays and doing that kind of stuff. But still, that's just my thing is, it's fine now for the season. You can get through, but like when push comes to shove, and you got to have a sound offense for 4 straight weeks in the playoffs. Yeah, it will.
It will. If it's not cleaned up and there's not some sort of flow, right. I don't think it's something that he can learn over the next course of the end, like towards the end of the regular season.
Right. And we've seen a team led under Nick. Now, Nick Sirianni's awesome. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been to 2. Like, this isn't a shit on Nick thing, but like we've seen in years past, 2022 season, where it's just stagnant and we're not going to fix nothing. And we're going to do the same shit week in, week out. 23. We're going to do the same thing week in, week out, not grow from it, learn from it. And just that's the season. So that's just, those are my concerns with it from an outside perspective.
Yeah. It's my concerns from an insider perspective. Not to say that we're going to collapse like 2023. We are
No,
not.
definitely not. No, you're way too talented, and it's not that bad.
Yeah, the defense is much better than then too. But it's going to rear its ugly head in the playoffs. At some point, like if he can't figure out some sort of flow state and scheme these guys open and run a balanced offense, like it's gonna come back to bite us, and it's going to be the reason why we don't go back to back, or if we don't get back there. So it's crazy. 10 of 11 starters.
Yeah,
are we looking at? Like, it's not the quarterback, it's not the wide receiver, it's not Saquon Barkley. It's the fucking play caller.
Yep.
I'm glad, it took this long and people are starting to catch on, but
yeah. I mean, at this point in the season, it's clear as day.
I was called crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, yeah, like you were probably starting to say, at this point in the season, like you gotta have some remnants of a state of flow and competent scheme and game plan. I mean, you've gone through the feeling out period of the new preseason of the first 4 or 5 weeks to know, like, all right, like this is what we do well. You know, it just seems like he's trying to do the same stuff from last year, and it's not working.
It's like as if the coaching staff doesn't know that
he even tried the same shit from last year. Like, I would have been okay if it looked like he tried the same shit from last year. You're not even putting the ball at the fucking field.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it kind of seems like the coaches don't know that they have a problem, because there's not even an inkling of them trying to mask the issues that Kevin Petullo has.
Right.
It's the same.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I'll say this: we did a lot more under center stuff, the 2 weeks before the bye, and it worked. We tried to do that against Green Bay. They obviously adjusted.
Right.
Kevin Petullo didn't have an answer for it. So I don't know. I don't know.
It's gonna be messy for sure. Like, we got to see what happens, because I don't think your schedule is super light the rest of the way, is it?
No, Lions this week. I think Cowboys after that.
Yep, Lions, Cowboys, Bears, Chargers. Those are 4 good teams.
Yeah.
And then you end at Commanders, Bills, Commanders. That's 3 division games. You'll probably sweep the Commanders, but it's 2 division games.
You said 4. What?
Oh, I'm sorry.
3. 3 of 4, Kyle.
Yeah.
3 of 4.
One of those teams is 3-5-1, 3-6-1.
I meant, yeah, they're good. They've been a good offense this season, but they're not a great team. But no, Lions, Bears, Chargers, good teams. You got the Bills still, and it's not. Yeah. I don't think you've got any pure layups other than the Raiders, because division games are always funky. So I don't count those as layups unless it's like the fucking Browns.
I think.
Man, I'm sweeping the Commanders, man.
Probably
layups.
Probably. But we thought y'all were sweeping the Giants too, so
it's fair.
That's one other thing. I'm not saying.
Well, my actual statement was if they if they didn't have the young cat, because I hate rookies, man. No tape, motherfucker just pop out. He's just like, God,
do whatever the fuck he wants because nobody know.
Yeah, and then it's like it's not even scheme necessary. It's like just go out there and play ball, and it's just like, oh my God, bro, come on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rookies beat you on a lot of them broken plays, especially if they can scramble, bro.
Right. Because there's no tendencies. Oh yeah, this quarterback likes to roll out right when the play breaks down. Like you don't see that on tape when there's no tape. So.
Yeah.
We got to get our shit together. Like I said, I mean, look, I got one of these, but I'm greedy. I want more.
Yeah, you should want more.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Yep. All right, you want to get into this week's games, or you got anything else for last week?
No, we can get into it.
All right. right, yeah, let's do it.
So, I mean, we already got the Patriots and Jets, but obviously not
Yeah.
anything that we'd be covering.
Yeah, Patriots got the ball up 7. It's 14-7 right now. I'll say Justin Fields threw one of the best balls I think I've ever seen him throw earlier in this game. Last drive, it was like a fucking 35-yard bomb right in the breadbasket for A.D. Mitchell, and he fucking dropped it. That would have been a touchdown, but whatever.
It's all good. It's good for the Tank Bowl.
Yeah, it's good for the Tank Bowl. I'm happy for it. You know, whatever. It's sad at this point in the season. I'm more excited about losing than I am winning. Rest in peace. Couldn't be y'all.
Nope.
All right. First game in the matchups, we have the Los Angeles Chargers going into Jacksonville. Jacksonville getting pummeled with injuries. Travis Hunter at first was out for 4 weeks. He's now ruled out for the whole season. So good on them for trading for Jacoby Myers and being proactive instead of reactive. Shout out. Alligator arms, Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is dead. He's all right. Yeah, he's fine.
Got lit up.
Yeah, he just got destroyed. Unnecessary roughness right there. Anyways, Chargers at Jacksonville. I would assume Jacksonville's probably favored on the road. Let me pull it up here. Let's see. I mean, not Jacksonville. I'm sure LA's. Yeah, so LA is a 3-point favorite going into Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence is getting turnover happy once again. The Chargers are looking okay. I think their running game, I think they're missing Omarion Hampton. Those couple weeks they had him was pretty strong. Kamani Vidal's not really the answer for them. But yeah, as it sits, the Chargers are 3-point favorites. What do you got?
I think I'm going to take the Chargers.
Yep.
I think their defense has been playing at a high level. Jacoby Myers obviously, makes things interesting for Jacksonville, but I still don't think that it's enough to overcome the Chargers. I will be interested to see though, like if Jacksonville gets the run game going, could be an interesting outcome. But
yeah,
I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Their pass rush has been pretty good this season. Yeah. I like their linebacker room. And then that wide receiver, that offensive like weaponry that they have in the wide receiver and tight end room has been fun. I mean, Gadsden, Johnston, Keenan Allen, and McConkey all went for 40+ last week. They've got a nice run. Shout out Keenan Allen for his career renaissance.
Yep.
What do you got, Smitty?
Chargers.
Yeah. What do you got, Smitty?
I'm going with the Chargers. The Jags are disappointing as hell. As usual, they've turned into the team that we all thought they wouldn't be this season. It's kind of baffling too.
Right.
It's like they're playing so well for them to, to just flip on the head like that. Kind of crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I mean, I remember to start off before the season, we all had pretty high hopes for the Jags when we didn't think they were Super Bowl contenders or nothing, but we thought they were going to compete for the division. They still kind of are, but
right.
But yeah, 5-4, and it's been relatively ugly in that 5-4. I agree. Across the board, Chargers. Second game here, an absolute classic, probably. Tampa Bay 6-3 going. Yeah, probably maybe a little bit of a mid-off the way they go into plan. Tampa Bay at Buffalo. As it sits, Buffalo is favored by 5.5. Yeah, so Josh
Bucks
Allen
getting Bucky Irving back?
I don't know. Let me look.
He was practicing yesterday.
I'll see if I can find anything on that. I don't really know for sure. Tampa Bay news. Yeah, he's probably
full participant today.
Yeah, he'll probably play.
I'm gonna take the Bucks points here.
It said it's expected that Bucky Irving and Chris Godwin could possibly return this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bucks points. Do I think they'll win? I don't know, but 5.5. I like the points.
Yeah.
I just don't know how I feel about Buffalo. Like they're
Mm-hmm.
like I know I said that Denver's fraudulent. I low key think Buffalo's also fraudulent. But Tampa Bay has a pretty good front, although Travion Henderson ran all over them last week. But they always have a good front. And the Bucks, I feel like they have more horses in the pen.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a toss up for me who wins, but I'll take the Bucks points.
Yeah. What do you think, Smitty?
It's a little split kind of with the same shit, but I think if the Bucks get their pieces back, I think the Bucks should pull this one off. With if they get Bucky and they get Chris Godwin back, I think this will be a Bucks game. But if not, then I'm with Ant. I'll just take the Bucks with the points.
Yeah, I'm with the Bucks here. I wouldn't go as far to say as Buffalo's fraudulent. I don't think they can be with the elite quarterback that they have. I think that quarterback can will them to certain victories. Like no one's going to be surprised with the roster that they have if they're sitting in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, but he can only get them so far.
Right. But I wouldn't call them fraudulent if they lose in the divisional round. You know what I mean? Like I don't necessarily think it's a failure for them because they're obviously hunting for a Super Bowl, but that's not like falling apart.
Yeah. I don't know. For the fanfare that the mainstream media wants to make about Buffalo being Super Bowl contenders, I'll say it. But yeah, I mean,
right. Well, I mean, we ain't the media.
We ain't the mainstream media, so
no, we ain't.
We know it's real.
We the new media.
Yeah,
the new media. Yeah, I'm with that. I like Tampa Bay. Ride or die with my goat. It don't really matter, to be honest. But I can see Buffalo pull. I can see Buffalo pulling this game out, but it's going to be a close one for sure. And if it's close, I like Baker to get it done. Josh this season's kind of struggled in those spots. Not necessarily his fault. I just don't think he's got the horses.
Yeah.
To make those drives.
Now for the hate watch, it would be good for Tampa to lose. For the 1 seed hate watch.
Right.
So,
right.
I'm always underlying that, but if just being real, like I'll take Bucks points.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Arguably game of the week, even though there's a few of those. Seattle going into LA, both these teams 7-2, fighting for first place in their division. Jackson Smith-Njigba is just under pace for Calvin Johnson's record currently. He had those 93 yards in the first quarter last week. Matt Stafford is on a generational run right now, probably having his best season of his career. Right now, he's been awesome. 20 touchdowns, no picks in the last, I think it's like 5 games. They've been awesome. Kyron Williams running the ball well. That Seattle defense is elite. This game, to me, is for sure a toss-up. Right now, as it sits, the Rams are 3-point favorites at home.
I'm going to take the Rams.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to take them at home. Not because of the crowd factor, but they are just playing an unconscious brand of football right now. They are absolutely at their peak.
Yeah.
The Seahawks are playing good too.
Right.
I just don't know. Sam Darnold's good. I just don't know if he can win a shootout against Matt Stafford, and I think it's going to be one of those games where if you're looking at the point total, you're going to want to take the over, depending on what it is.
Yeah, I agree. I'm kind of in the same boat there. I think if Seattle had a quality win similar to what this would be on the record, I might feel a little bit better about taking them because I think their defense is top 3 in the league, and I think their offense is playing incredible. Jackson Smith-Njigba has been the best receiver in football this year. But there's a lot to love about them. It's just I need to see a quality win. If they play again later on in the season, I don't know if they've played already, but if they play again later on, I might flip the script if they beat them here. We'll see. But yeah, right now I'm going to take LA. Plus the spread is close enough to where I'm comfortable saying that the Rams could win by 4. If it was 1.5, I think it's but I think 3 is a pretty good spot.
They play the Rams again in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, so I might feel differently in that game depending on how Seattle.
Bro, what's going on, bro? Donnie Mitchell is trash, bro.
Yep.
Come on, man. You fucking, oh my God.
Booty cheeks.
Yeah.
How do you drop that wide open, bro?
Yeah. Man, it was thrown behind him.
Man, he got both hands on that in between the diamond, but I don't care.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
They'll find a way to say it's Justin Fields' fault though.
Nah, if it's in that, if you get both of your hands turned around and you got both hands on it. Now, if it was like a one hand, it looked like he was stretching. Cool. But he had both hands on it.
I need y'all to quit talking about that. Well, let's blame Justin Fields so he gets the fuck off my team, okay?
No.
Hey, he threw. When you got hands on it, you got to bring it in.
Yeah, he dotting up right now, man. He dotting up right now, man.
Yeah, he's playing all right.
He is. He's just
great. Fucking 3 of 8 passing for 15 yards.
Donnie Mitchell and
about 4 drops.
John Mechie ain't doing him justice.
No, he's not. So I will say too, though, I don't think Seattle necessarily needs to win this game for me to feel great about them. If they're competitive in this game and Sam Darnold looks good and Jackson Smith-Njigba plays great, and, everything that the Seattle brand of football has been this season is still there, they just happen to lose to a slightly better team or a team on their best day because they're on the road. That's fine too. I just, I want
to get the run game going, but I don't know against that Rams front if they can. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
and I think that's going to be the difference in the game.
Probably
the battle at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
If
they get if they get an elite back in there, they'll be different. What do you think?
Breece Hall?
No.
Breece Hall on the Seahawks would be fun.
Let's stop talking about that.
Sam Darnold, Breece Hall, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Rashid Shaheed, Cooper Kupp. That's a fun team, bro. And you know it. You would be the first one lining up like, I love the Seahawks. They're so fun.
You're damn right, but I don't want to talk about that right now.
Oh, hey, Mark Cuban, what happened?
Mark Cuban?
What happened with Mark Cuban?
I think he bought the team back.
What?
The Mavs? Damn, for real?
Somebody just posted in my group chat. It said Mark Cuban has returned.
Oh.
Hold on, let me see.
Kyle, you need to stat that.
Yeah.
Hey, it says breaking news. Mark Cuban has officially entered the Dallas room again, and he will be making decisions. There could be big changes coming soon. As far for what's next, I'm told Mark Cuban and the Mavs minority owner, who has exiled from basketball operations by Harrison, is back at the table. I'm also told the radical roster changes have already been discussed by Dallas' new brand. Big changes could be coming soon to the Big D.
So they're going to let the guy that hired Nico Harrison to come back into the room after firing him?
I don't think. Did he hire Nico?
I'm pretty sure he did.
I thought the minority group hired Nico.
I don't know for sure. I
thought Mark Cuban. I remember Mark Cuban stepping away from basketball operations. I thought that's when the minority group hired old buddy.
I thought so too.
I'm gonna Google it.
That's why he's taking his job. He's like, nah, you don't deserve it.
Let me see. So it was Nico was hired 2021. It looks like.
Yeah, and then the group brought him back in 2025. So how did Mark Cuban even allow that? You fired him in 2021, and then you allowed a minority group to say, "Hey, let's bring him back."
Well, actually, no. I don't think he's been. I don't know. Harrison's been there the whole time.
He got fired as the GM though.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's touchy. I mean, that team has no idea what the fuck they're doing. That team's got no clue. They've put together some good rosters over the last, 10, 20 years, obviously.
They have, but they have absolutely no draft capital.
No, they have nothing. And they have AD, who's basically...
Well, they talk about trading him anyways.
Yeah, what the hell are they going to get for him at this point, the way he's been playing?
All you got is Cooper Flag and a dream.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but Seattle, I'm telling you, bro, you would be the first one lining up saying that Seattle is such a fun team.
Listen. Not immediately. I'll be in mourning for maybe a month when Brees Hall leaves.
Come on, bro. Come on. Y'all don't got no type of communication?
Mm-hmm.
Quantez Stiggers.
That's a pick. Easy pick.
Yep. It's bad football.
Story of Kyle's season.
It's bad football, bro.
Oh.
That's bad football.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Nah, I know you, Kyle. You would. You'd be like, this is such a fun team.
It would be a fun team, would it not? Let's be serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll be in mourning for a month, and then I'll get on the Seahawks bandwagon. All right. I'll be a little bit late to the party because I got to mourn my boy, but that's all right. Smitty, who you taking in this game? Seattle or LA?
I said Seattle.
Seattle. All right, cool.
Okay. I could see it going either way, but
I could too.
I can't. The best wide receiver in football, the best offense right now in football, top 5 defense. Everything that the Rams want to do, I feel like that's the strengths of the Seattle defense.
Okay. All right. I respect it.
Yeah,
all right.
That's fair.
Another massive game for both these teams. Kansas City going into Denver. Kansas City 5-4. They have to have this one. If they drop this game and go 4 games out of this division, while 5-5 may not get it done, getting them towards a wild card spot. Pat Mahomes last week, his worst completion percentage since high school. 15 of 34, 250 yards. Bo Nix was horrendous in a win. Again, like he usually is. Let me see this game. I'm very interested to see who's favored. Right now, the Chiefs are favored by 3.5. They're 3 games out of the division behind Denver, and they're 3.5 point favorites. That tells you right there what Vegas thinks of Denver. I'm going to take the Chiefs. Because I think they'll be able to do enough offensively against this defense to win the game. Spags against a turnover-heavy quarterback like this, they haven't had a consistent run game. J.K. Dobbins has been good this season, but he's had a couple big games and a couple duds. I think this is a huge spot. Kansas City tends to win these games. They always lose to Buffalo in the regular season. We know that. And I think Kansas City's coming off a bye too, right?
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's another big thing for me. I mean, I bring it up every chance I get when we're talking about the Chiefs. Andy Reid is elite off of a bye. So yeah, I like the Chiefs. It's pretty comfortable for me.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Kansas City as well. This is a game that they need to have,
Mm-hmm.
and I think more often than not they'll win those types of games. And they're coming off a bye. I think I don't know. I think they might. I don't want to say expose the Broncos, but
yeah,
the Broncos have been. I feel like they've been playing with fire. In these one-score games, I think. This with Kansas City, this one it might come back to bite them in the ass.
Yep.
How Spags is, disguising pressures and things like that. They got enough to stop Denver. I feel like.
Yeah.
So even though it's on the road in Mile High.
Yeah.
Don't matter.
Yeah, I'm kind of I don't. It's tough because I will say though, if Kansas City loses this game, it's really gonna flip how I feel about both these teams. I'll have a lot more confidence in Denver, and I'll be pretty shaky on Kansas City because it's not like Kansas City's got a bad roster right now. I mean, they've got everything in place. They just need to develop that running game a little bit. And Kareem Hunt's been giving them decent performances, but when Pat Mahomes is still your leading rusher in Week 11, that's not really going to get it done. So. Yeah, what do you think, Smitty?
I think I'm gonna go with Kansas City also, man. I don't trust Denver if they get in this situation and let Pat Mahomes kind of get grooving. This is their first game, so maybe they do get this one, but I think Patrick Mahomes is in a win now situation.
Yep.
I know it ain't a football reason, but that guy in a win now situation is hard to bet against.
Right. That's kind of where the whole thing stems from. It's like, it's not, there's not really something X's and O's you can really point to be like, yeah, I feel like this team's going to pull it out. It's just kind of like
the margin of error is so slim. The backs against his wall. That backs against the wall, got to have it.
Yeah.
More often than not, in those situations, you don't want to bet against Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Do you guys think the conversation? I feel like a lot of people, like, whenever the Chiefs don't like have the greatest offense on the planet, I feel like people just are very quick to just say Pat Mahomes is not the best quarterback in football. Are we all in agreement that he's the best quarterback in football until further notice? Like, to me, I just,
Oh no, I don't know. He been playing like mid as hell for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we say that, but like, I mean, win a Super Bowl, lose in a Super Bowl too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously the counting stats aren't there, and he hasn't been like, Mahomes magic, like, 5,000 yards, 50 tuds like he was in year 2. But, it's a lot more help from the defense in these last couple of years too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Until I see a quarterback like, put up similar counting stats and have like similar playoff runs that he's having. Like, I just can't do it. I can't. Because like right when we start having that conversation, the motherfucker wins a Super Bowl. So
yeah,
I don't know.
You're lucky Jalen Hurts don't have the counting stats because he would be the guy.
I agree.
Which I still think he is the guy, but
that's why I didn't answer when he said it.
He's one of the guys for sure. That's for sure.
Yep.
All right. Last week, speaking of which, Detroit going into Philly. Detroit being 6-3, Philly 7-2. Both these teams kind of having a little bit of suspect issues with their offenses. Detroit has not looked quite, other than this past week, quite like the juggernaut. They have a pretty inconsistent running game considering what they've been able to do over the course of the season. Their offensive, I think that's kind of the loss of Ben Johnson. They're just not as consistent as they were last season. And I don't know what it means to you guys. It's definitely not nothing, but Dan Campbell taking over the play calling is, it's something. That tells you right away that, maybe they're losing confidence in the offensive coordinator or something. There's something there. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see where we're at. Detroit at Philly. Let me see who is the favorite. Probably Philly, of course. NFL. Let me see. Sorry. Yeah, Philly's favored by 2.5 at home. 2.5. What do you guys think? Is this third loss of the season? Maybe is this a get right game?
It's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah.
At home, Sunday Night Football.
Are y'all wearing the Kellys?
No.
All right, so that's.
I wish we were.
Because if you're wearing the Kellys, it's a W.
Undefeated. It's tough for me. I really want to say Eagles, but I don't know where I stand on this game because like as inconsistent as Detroit has been offensively, we also have been inconsistent and inept. Yeah. But matchup wise for us to get the pass game going, if there was anybody that as good as Detroit is, if there's anybody play style that is to get right against, it would be the secondary.
Yeah.
They tend to play a lot more man. They're more aggressive, more press man. That plays right into our hands, with AJ Brown.
Yeah. They fucking throw him the ball.
Yeah. Kevin Patullo, he just man, I don't know. I think I'm going to go Eagles -2.5 here. Reason being, I think the defense can get enough pressure on Jared Goff to disrupt the timing in the pass game. Jahmyr Gibbs is obviously going to be a problem.
Right.
But I think we get enough pressure on Jared Goff to make him crack and force a couple turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
The Jalen Phillips trade has just been huge, and I think we're going to continue to see that. But this offense has to get right.
Yeah.
Because if it's another defensive grudge match, cool. But like if Detroit's going to put up 35, like we got to put up 40. Do I have confidence that we can with the talent? Yes, but with the guy calling the plays, I don't know. So that's really where I'm looking at it. Obviously, talent wise, I'm going to ride with my guys 9.9, 10.99 out of 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
But Kevin Patullo is a real question mark. Is he going to be able to cook up something against Detroit? Like this is a huge game, potential playoff matchup down the line, and they've been talking a lot of shit about what ifs, if buts, and maybes. So like this is a big game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we get the job done. I think that defense, at the very least, will make enough plays, to tip the game in our favor.
Yeah.
But again, if we look inept offensively, I would not be surprised in the slightest if Detroit beats us.
Yep. What do you think, Smitty?
Eagles. I ain't got to do all that explaining. He did. I own Jared Goff. Jared Goff is my son. He hasn't ever beat Vic Fangio. He's never beat the Eagles. So we're going to continue that on Sunday. The last time he played Vic Fangio, he was under pressure on more than 60% of his dropbacks, and it was with the Bears defense. I have better pass rushers, and I have better linebackers than they had with the Bears. So I think we're going to get at Jared Goff, make him uncomfortable. Jared Goff has had some good games against us, but he hasn't got no win. So it might be a good game, but I'm picking the Eagles, 2.5.
And the other thing too, Jared Goff has already come out and said that, the Eagles fans, hurt his feelings. So we're already in bro's head, cooked. He's cooked already. All he needs to see is one person bring a gallon of milk with a picture of his wife on it and start talking shit. Bro's gonna crumble. But what do you think, Kyle? I know this is a tough one for you. What do you think?
I'm going to take the Birds. Reason being, I think the defense actually showed a lot last week, and not enough people are really talking about it because of how inept the offense looked. I don't think the offense is only going to score 10 points again. I mean, you've scored 17 plus in every single game. But I think the key is every game that you have in games you haven't scored 20 points this season, you're 1-2. So, and that, if you guys are going to sputter a little bit, I mean, the Lions defense isn't great, but it's definitely not, below average. It's definitely average or so. So I think that's going to matter. If you guys can get over that, 20 to 24 point threshold, I think you'll be okay. So, yeah, because I think that defense is doing enough for you guys right now. So we'll see. But then again, too, it also wouldn't surprise me if Detroit continues to roll, puts up 35, and you guys are, struggling to get there with the offense sputtering a little bit. So
ain't the Washington Commanders, though.
No. That's another thing that I agree with too. So I like Philly until further notice. Like I said, I mean, it can't really be that bad if we're sitting here still having a conversation if you guys can beat Detroit, because Detroit's a consistent conference contender every year in the last few years. So if we're must not be in that bad of a spot if we're still pretty confident that they can beat Detroit. So it's kind of a get right game for the offense. I just hope the offense doesn't come out stagnant, because you lose to this team, it's kind of going to give the NFC a lot of confidence in being able to take down the Super Bowl champs. And if all these offenses in the NFC are humming and the teams are playing well, I mean, you could say they're peaking too early, but they could also say Philly has not played as good as football as most of their contenders in the NFC. So we'll see how they play in this game. I'll take Philly.
I
like as it sits.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I like the matchup in the secondary. Their corners have been decimated, and based on the scheme that they play, predominantly man, it plays right into our hands to get the pass game going.
Yep.
So we'll see. Maybe AJ has a better game. Smitty continues to have a career season. Dallas Goedert, Pro Bowl season. I just want to see it though. That's always the thing with this offense. 10, like we explained earlier, 10 of 11 starters. The common denominator is the play caller and the scheme. Just got to get right. And yeah, I think this is a good game to do that. That's just going to be the key. Our passing game against the Lions secondary. I'd like to take our pass game over their secondary, but the variable is Kevin Patullo. What Kevin Patullo do we get this week? I don't know. Tune in next time on Dragon Ball Z.
All right. No. You guys have anything else for the people?
I got nothing.
I got nothing.
Me neither. All right. Well, if that's the case, we appreciate y'all so much for listening. A little bit shorter of a show than last week. We really appreciate you guys listening to all the subs and the likes you've been giving us over the last course of this, last 8 weeks, 11 weeks of the football season. It's been nothing but love, and we really appreciate it. It's been fun to see some growth because it just keeps us motivated to keep making more content. So thank you again for that. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend, whether you're on a boat, bus, or plane. You can get the Day One podcast content anywhere in the world. So make sure you go down to your local Sprint Mobile. I'm telling you, again, $25 per line. If you get 4 lines, you get the whole family, the cheap-ass little Samsung A23s. They're crap, but you know what? It's decent quality on the screen. You'll be able to see us clearly. You'll be able to hear us clearly and listen to our amazing sports opinions that we all know. All 3 of us are completely 100% right, and all of you are wrong. So again, thank y'all so much for watching. I'm Kyle. That's Smitty. That's Anthony. We'll see y'all later.
Peace.